And this is what I'm kicking around today, man. This is what separates the men from the boys in life. Because we all have a dream, we all have a goal, we all have things that we want to work towards. We all have all these things that are inside of us. We all have skills, we all have abilities. We all, if one man can do it, another man can do it, right? And that's so much of the reality of life. Like, there's so many things that I've done, especially in the Marine Corps, but then even out in entrepreneurship life, right? Where, and this will be quick, this is going to be fast and furious, but this is what separates the men from the boys. I have seen so many awesome people, met so many awesome people, been in so many awesome places, listened to so many awesome ideas, but there keeps being like one thing that is like, wow, that's what separates us. And it's not consistency. It's not even so much discipline. This is the spear. I would say if like discipline is like the spearhead, but this component here is the weight of the whole entire shaft of the javelin that really makes it so that discipline is effective and poignant and isn't necessary, because ultimately discipline will fail. Discipline always fails. Discipline is designed to take you from one habit to another profitable and like good habit that will improve the quality of your life. You're not supposed to be in discipline all the time. You start dieting, that's discipline. You see the rewards and the benefits of dieting, the higher quality life that you get from living in alignment with that, those higher quality values and more awareness around food. Then you start, it takes on a life of its own, and you can never go back because you can't unsee what you can, but you know what I mean? Like, you're like, wow, like, I love this. Like, I don't feel normal if I don't hit the gym. I have to save and invest this much money or I like hate myself, right? Like, I actually, what that means is, or I am dying an identity death, right? So discipline is designed to get you from one habit to the next. Discipline is supposed to last long enough to help you see the fruit of the discipline, the action, that habit that you're trying to integrate, until you see the fruit of that habit, and then it becomes an organic part of your identity. And you're always performing to the level of your identity in life, right? So discipline's like the spearhead, but here is the real game within the game that a lot of people get punched in the face with and get killed instantly at, but don't realize what's happened, and that's implementation. Implementation, homie. So you have the dream, you have the vision, you have the goal, you see it in your mind's eye, and you're like, okay, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to launch that podcast this year. I'm supposed to start this next business. I'm supposed to buy that building this next year. I'm supposed to. And then all of a sudden, like, it's beautiful. You talk to people about it. You feel good when you talk about it. You love it. It's like what you're supposed to do. And then all of a sudden, you get to this place I'm talking about, the implementation part. And it just dissolves, homie. Like you internally, like, run and hide when it gets to this part, because this is when the dross gets burnt away. Like, this is when it's no longer coffee shop revolutionary fun stuff to talk about. This is when you really find out if you have a good idea or not. This is when you get to meet Jesus, dog. Everybody got a plan till you get punched in the face, dog. And when you get to the implementation part of whatever it is you want in your life, that's when you really get to find out your idea, your plan, your everything is validated or not. And then the other half of that is, you might begin implementation and not see the response you want, but you're not so dedicated that you're going to hold on to the tail of the dragon and go on the ride until you figure out how to achieve what it is you want. People die here, homie. And so this ability to implement what you see in your mind's eye, to deconstruct and effectively roll this thing out in reality, is a superpower. We all talk with people every day of our lives and kick it with people every day of our lives that have amazing ideas. Homie, you have amazing idea. The idea that will make you millions of dollars this year and make the world a better place is a free idea that's running around the world trying to find someone with the right internal muscles to manifest it into the physical reality. Everything in your room has been created twice. We've already done it, right? You can't find anything in reality that wasn't created twice. Once in here and then brought into the world. And so, deconstructing what it takes to win at implementation. Yes, you have to have the discipline, which is what pierces the veil. The discipline is what like gets you there, right? But then you have to have a level of resilience because you have to change. You're going to need to get hit in the face a couple times and shift and learn from what's coming back at you. This is a two-way range being an entrepreneur. You put out something, and then the public and society and the marketplace tells you the value of it. With that resilience, you're going to have humility, right? You're going to have to literally be like, because homie, you're going to come on the scene more than likely, and you're going to be like, this is the best idea ever. Pia! And then everyone's going to be like, like it's all right. So you're going to have humility, because what the humility does is it helps you ratchet up your accuracy, because just not your experience isn't everyone's experience. And so what you're interested in and what would really help your life, what you're interested in creating, isn't necessarily what everyone wants organically every single time 100%. And so you're going to have to use humility to take feedback from the marketplace and ratchet up the value of what you're offering so that it can hit. And then ultimately, I think the next thing is you're going to have to be attracted to it so that you want to work on it. Like you're gonna have to want to believe in it, want to work. It's going to have to be sexy to you. It's going to have to be seriously like in alignment with what you believe is your purpose and your values. That's a whole entire 3-hour conversation, right? And then, in my personal opinion, you're going to have faith, because you're going to have to believe in something that's not real. You're going to have to believe that it can become real by the grace of God. And then you're going to have to, faith without works is dead. It's impossible to please the Father without faith. You're going to have to put actions, consistent actions, behind that belief for a consistent period of time. And the way this world's designed: seed, time, harvest. So right now in December, you might be sitting here being like, yo, I'm finna do this year. This is my 21-day goal, 30-day goal, 90-day goal, whatever it is. But the reality is, in order to get good results, it's seed, it's time, it's harvest. So factor that into your goal setting for this year. Set attainable goals to counteract this, right? So that whole like, if you aim for the moon and you miss, you'll at least land around the stars. Like, forget all that crap, dude. Set attainable, like low-hanging fruit goals that you will crush, so that you can continue achieving goals every day, feeling good, showing yourself that you can, showing your identity that you can achieve, that you have some power in your life, that you are like, the more you attain goals, it's like these wins. They just give you, like, psychologically, it hits the dopamine, and like you're just like, oh yeah, all right, cool, it's happiness. Progress equals happiness, right? And so these are the things that you're going to need in order to maintain the most important thing when it comes to implementation, which is momentum. And momentum is a very cruel mistress. But you want to gain that momentum, and once you have that momentum, never let it go unless God tells you to. And implementation, I swear, go around the world, and I'm going to end it with this. Walk around the world and look around, and what you're going to find is implementation is really what separates the men from the boys. Everyone's got good ideas. Everyone's got good ideas. Everyone's got good ideas. But can you implement? And then once you implement those things, can you make it effective? And can you make it accurate enough and valuable enough to enough people to where it starts to sustain itself, take on a life of its own, and then produce fruit that you, your family, everyone around you can eat off of in the kingdom of heaven that we're here to build on this planet.